I've come back to one of my favorite places in Thailand, arguably my favorite island in the country. Welcome back to Koh Samet. Koh Samet is an incredible island, but this time I'm so excited because we're going to be experiencing paradise like we've never experienced it before. First, I'll show you what Koh Samet's only 5-star hotel is like. This is Paradee Resort, and it's undeniably the most beautiful hotel I've ever seen. And then after that, we're going to be staying at a much more affordable place. This beach behind me is home to a humble wooden shack on the beach. It is much more affordable, yet equally as beautiful. And so I just can't wait to compare both experiences at staying at Koh Samet's most expensive resort and then staying somewhere much more affordable. Because we're on Koh Samet, we're going to be having a fantastic time regardless of where we stay, and I'll sprinkle in some travel tips for this island because I think you should be putting this at the top of your list for the best island in Thailand and somewhere you should consider coming, especially because it's only about 2.5 hours from Bangkok. Anyway, enjoy the video. Okay, so welcome to Paradise and welcome to the expensive resort. I'm staying at Koh Samet's most expensive resort. This is called Paradee, and I'm going to give you a quick tour of the room and then the grounds and some of the pros of staying here. Obviously the only con, because it seems absolutely incredible, the only con is it is very expensive. But we'll get into that because I'll tell you exactly how much I paid when I check out, because I'll probably have dinner here and maybe a few activities, and so I want to know how much it would cost you for the whole stay. And I'm only staying one night as well, so I'll tell you the entire price at the end. I'm quite scared to share it with you because this is not a cheap resort. Let's begin with the room. Normally, hotel room tours really bore me and I always skip through them on other YouTube videos, but stay with me on this one because there are so many surprises in here. This is the cheapest room that they have, and I couldn't afford to get the one with the private pool, which I think my neighbors have got. I couldn't afford to get the beachfront ones or the sea view ones. This is the cheapest one, but it's so nice. The details and everything inside I'll show you are incredible. So quickly, outside here, there's a little outdoor patio, little area to have your breakfast if you want to have your breakfast delivered, and then there's some sun lounges just to relax if you want to just bird watch, because the hornbills that live on this island actually nest in these trees, and there's little boxes where they live and you can keep your eyes peeled, and apparently they see them every day. There's this really nice like foyer area where you can, you know, get yourself sorted after a day at the beach, a day at the sea. You know, sometimes you're covered in sand and you just want to make sure you're clean before you go into the room. You can do all that here. There's all of the things you would imagine on a 5-star resort like this. Complimentary umbrellas, complimentary fruit, amazing fancy lavender, which you can choose when you check in. They also let you choose what soap you want. And yeah, there's just so many things that you don't think of until you stay at a really fancy resort. The room is incredible. Look at this beautiful 4-poster bed. And I just love the materials. Oh my God, that's so soft. And the bed itself, I haven't tested it, but it looks so comfortable. I just don't want to crease it and ruin it. Look how beautiful the bed is. There's this beautiful wooden box here, and inside there's a few goodies, including, you could only ever get this in a resort this expensive, a pillow menu. So you can choose 3 different types of pillows if these ones are not as soft or as hard as you want. The biggest wow factor for me was coming into the bathroom. I mean, this is just gargantuan bathtub, isn't it? I mean, probably too big for just me. I think I'll just have an outdoor shower tonight. But what a beautiful design, and the taps and all the lighting and the materials, the textures. It's really high-end material, isn't it? What soap did I go for? I went for mango sticky rice flavored soap, and there's 3 or 4 bars of it, so I can take it home as a souvenir, which is great. There's 3 different towels, one for the beach, one for the swimming pool, one for just being in the room. And yeah, I just love this outdoor shower. It is so gorgeous. Have a look at this. Again, it's the materials that they use. I mean, this shower head, 100% copper again. and then there's lights and everything. It's just so nice, and you are technically outside. So how beautiful is that for a room? I mean, it is just one of the nicest rooms I've ever stayed in. Now, in a minute, I'll take you to the swimming pool. We'll go look around the grounds, and there's a private beach, and then there's a sunset beach as well. And there's so much to just do and relax and experience in this resort. That's exactly what I want to do for this video, is just enjoy the resort. But here's the problem, here's the only problem with staying at Paradee. And this only really accounts if you're staying for one night like me. If you were staying for 3 or 4 days, you wouldn't really have to worry too much. But getting to Koh Samet is stressful, right? There are touts on the mainland, the speedboats are cramped, the slow boat is like rickety and rusty, and then when you arrive here on the island, it's a terrible first welcome. It's crowded, it's polluted, there's so much renovation, and like the taxis, and then you have to pay the 200 baht fee, and it's just like lots and lots of people, and it just doesn't feel like a very nice welcome on the island. And you can bypass all of that if you stay at this resort, because they have a private boat that comes from the mainland to the resort direct, and you skip all of the faff and all of the stress of getting to the island and then getting to this resort. However, the only negative is the boat doesn't leave the mainland until 2 p.m. And then by the time you get here, check in, have your tour of the resort and how to use the room, that's going to take an hour. So it will be at 3 p.m. in the afternoon by the time you can finally relax and enjoy the resort. And 3 p.m., yeah, that's basically the day's over already, isn't it? So I've come at 12. I came here by myself this morning. I got the slow boat, and then I rented a scooter, and I've just been bumming around. And then at 12 o'clock, I decided to come to the resort cheekily to see if maybe the room was ready. If it wasn't, no big deal. I can just relax, maybe use the spa, maybe use the gym, maybe use the pool. I'm still staying here. I'm allowed to use the facilities. But after 10 minutes of being here, free welcome drink, hot towel, that kind of thing, they said, oh, your room's ready. So now I can just unpack, go and enjoy the rest of the resort. And if I was waiting for the boat, I still wouldn't get here for 3 hours. Again, if I was staying here for 3 days, it wouldn't really matter, but I'm only here for one night. I want to get as much out of this experience of staying in Paradee as possible. How cool is this? It's all the materials, right? It's always about, if you want something to feel luxurious, it's all about textures and high quality materials like real woods. This resort is on the southern tip of Koh Samet, so it does take about 15-20 minutes to get here from the pier. So you really are far away from all of the riffraff. I'm coming here in 4 months' time for my honeymoon with Miss P. We're getting married in March, and we've got our honeymoon booked for Koh Samet, but not this resort. Couldn't afford this resort for 3 nights. But for one night, as part of a YouTube video, I thought, this could be a fun video. Could show people who've got a lot of money where to stay, what it's like, and other people like me who don't have millions of dollars, where else to stay, and we can compare both the experiences at the end. Oh my god, look at this. These are the beachfront rooms. They have quite a few of them. Wow. So this resort enjoys 2 private beaches, Sunrise Beach and Sunset Beach. We'll check them both out. But obviously it's the middle of the day, and look how beautiful it looks. Oh my god. You know, I've travelled all across this country. I visited dozens of islands and relaxed at countless beaches. But this beach in particular is really something truly special. The white sand, the clear crystal waters, you really can't imagine a more perfect beach than this one. Absolutely gorgeous. Like, this is one of the most beautiful beaches I've ever seen. And there's hardly anybody here enjoying it. Wow. Wow. Koh Samet. This is definitely one of the pros of staying in this resort. What is one of the most beautiful beaches on Koh Samet. If you're coming to Koh Samet and you're thinking, oh, we'll just drive into the resort and go in and enjoy the beach, they just won't let you. There's security, there's a big gate. This tree creates the most amazing amount of shade. Oh my goodness gracious me. This is the most beautiful part of the island. Koh Samet is gorgeous. I'll show you more of the island as we go through this video. This tree is just a masterpiece. All the little flourishes of growth, all of the branches, and all of this shade. And it looks like they're setting up like a yoga class here. Yoga under the tree. When you check in, they have a list of daily activities. And today's activity is a tie-dye thing. But it starts at 3 o'clock, so if I just got here on the free boat, right, I would have missed that. I don't think I'm going to do it anyway, but still. Complimentary paddle boards, kayak, even a little sailing boat if you know how to sail. Again, more beautiful trees with more incredible amounts of shade. There's a few people enjoying the beach down here because it's near to the bar. And that's what you want, isn't it? You want to be able to go for a swim in that incredible water and come back and get a beer. Yeah, words to describe this beach and the resort are failing me right now. Honestly, I've never seen such beautiful designs, such luxurious materials on every surface. And I just love how the beach, the pool, and all of the facilities all come together in sweet harmony. This really does feel like a true 5-star experience. Quick message from the sponsor of my channel, Squarespace. If you need to build a website for any reason, it's never been easier than right now, especially on Squarespace, thanks to their brand new AI-led feature, Design Intelligence, which will build the website for you. You just tell it who it's for, what you're trying to do with it, and then it'll just build it in a matter of moments. And then of course, like my website here, you can add your own videos, add your own pictures, and it's really simple and easy to do so. And if you need to update the website at any time, it's so easy. I just recently wrote a blog post about my family trip. It took me a few minutes to just input all the text and pictures, drag things around. It was super easy and convenient. Even using the Squarespace app, I was able to amend how it looked on mobile, and again, that was really easy. You can build an online store, you can start selling products, start selling services. Now, not only is it really fun to build a website and it's completely free to do, but when you are ready to go live, make sure to come back to this video or click the link in the description because you'll get 10% off your first website or domain. Thanks to Squarespace, and let's get back to the video. Honestly, this is heaven. This is heaven. This is what it must be like to be a millionaire. You must be able to stay like this everywhere you go. But honestly, guys, there is nothing you can't beat than having your lunch and just ordered a nice looking fresh fruit smoothie bowl. It looks absolutely delicious. And you know, my feet are in this powdery white sand and I'm just obsessed by the view. This beautiful, is it an olive tree? I'm not sure, probably not. But what a beautiful beach. The surroundings, the water, the sand. How do we beat this? Where do we go from here? Let's try this together. Oh, that looks so good. Poppy seeds, strawberries, crunchy bits, coconut flakes, passion fruit in there. Oh my goodness. 10 out of 10. There comes the private boat. A much more luxurious welcome than the chaos of the main pier arrival. I do wish I could have taken the private boat here, but I've been at the hotel for 2 hours, so I would have traded that. What would you do? Let me know in the comments. Would you take the boat at 2 o'clock I mean, it's now 20 past 2. By the time they all get processed at reception, welcome drink, passport, register, taken to your room, given the room tour, it'll be 3:30. But it is way more convenient. This is the sunset bar, but we'll come here at sunset, obviously. They give you a free welcome drink and you can just sit here and watch sunset. And the weather looks like it's going to be epic. But yeah, they're all checking in. So I'm going to get out of the way and go back to the pristine pool and relax. I've always dreamed of staying in a nice hotel with a swim up bar. We have to go and order a drink. Coconut mojito, 119. Thank you, thank you.
Sweet or?
No, it's perfectly balanced.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not too sweet, not too sour. Complimentary ice cream. Delicious mango. Okay, nice power nap back at the room. Some delicious hot fresh ginger tea and a few little hors d'oeuvres. I've got my eye on a little activity that I've fluked. It just so happens to be happening today. They're setting up for dinner on the beach. That looks beautiful. But I've got my eye on the sound bath, the crystal singing bowl meditation class. I thought it was going to be yoga, but no. This could be fun and very relaxing. And hopefully it will heal me.
Made from the crystal named Canaria and gold.
Oh,
This is diamond gold.
wow.
See the
Is there water inside? Oh,
sample of water. You will see the vibration.
wow.
This is diamond gold. It's protect from cancer and help your bones healthy.
Wow. The sound bath was so relaxing. The sound of the healing vibrations, the gentle waves lapping on the shore, and the breeze blowing through the trees gently. It was turning out to be the perfect reset I desperately needed after months of hard travel. Heaven on earth. Let's head to the sunset side of the resort. We've got a complimentary drink and then we'll watch the sunset. Even the spa looks incredible, doesn't it? Oh, the problem with spas and fancy hotels is it's so expensive. Let's just look for a standard Thai massage. That's normally a good traditional Thai massage, 60 minutes, 2,800. I know we're going all out for this section of the video, but I mean, honestly, in the main town, you can get a massage, a traditional Thai massage, for 250. Anyway, we'll leave the massages. You guys can review it for me. Let me know in the comments, was it worth it? When you come out the resort here, this is the main road that goes all the way north to the town, the other beaches, Sadikat. And then if you keep going this way, it will take you to the southernmost point of the island. That's a really good sunset spot, to be fair. Don't try and sneak in, guys, okay? Wow. Yeah, that'll do. Yes, this is the Sunset Bar, and you guessed it, on the Sunset Beach.
Because Koh Samet is so narrow, Paradee Resort has both sunrise beaches and sunset beaches, and this little awesome bar offers guests a complimentary beer or cocktail upon arrival at 5 p.m. The pier is gorgeous and the bar is designed to face the sunset, and so you can just sip your quality drink and soak up the great views and some decent techno music.
I didn't think we'd get a sunset, but we're getting something. We're getting something very beautiful indeed. Listen, I'm going to be brutally honest with you. This is one of the most incredible places I've ever been. Isn't this heaven on earth? My favourite island, my new favourite resort. It is perfection.
After a gorgeous sunset and a few too many cosmopolitans, it was time to head back over to the main beach and get ready for dinner on the sand. And because it was a Saturday night, they put on an awesome fire show for all of the guests to enjoy while the chefs were cooking up a storm in the kitchen.
Okay, time for dinner, and we've got quite the setting here under the tree. It's really something, very romantic, but I'm gonna get the steak and then yeah, just enjoy dinner in one of the most romantic settings I've ever seen.
Yeah, dinner had been great fun. The food was decent, but nothing to write home about. I would love to stay a few more nights and try more of the menu. But anyway, what a great first day.
Good morning, and what a beautiful morning it is. I'm sorry I didn't get to share the sunrise. That was my aim, but it was just so cozy and comfortable in that beautiful bed with those beautiful pillows. But I didn't wake up till 9 o'clock, and I just had the buffet breakfast, all of the trimmings that you would imagine from a 5-star buffet breakfast, with an a la carte menu as well if you wanted additional items, 2 cups of coffee, and just a great start to the morning. And I've got 2 more hours until I have to pack up and check out and sadly leave the Paradee haven on this beautiful beach. I mean, I've just been spending another 10 minutes just walking, doing some laps, and I'm just going to enjoy myself the last few hours just to soak up paradise a little bit more, and then we'll pick things up when I pack up, move to another beach not far down the island, about 10-minute drive, and we'll be staying in a much more humble accommodation, but arguably, unbelievably, in an equally beautiful place as this, but it is a lot cheaper than this. Also, before we leave and I check out and I sign the bill, I'll tell you how much this whole experience for one night at the Paradee cost me.
Yeah, brace yourselves, ladies and gentlemen. The price for a 1 room for 1 person on 1 night with breakfast and then a few dishes for dinner and a few cocktails too. The grand total was 23,800 Thai baht. That's 766 US dollars or 567 English pounds. So yes, it's totally insane. But if you ask me, it was totally unforgettable and something I will always remember. Maybe one day in the future I can return for a longer stay. All I need to do is win the bloody lottery. Anyway, Paradee, you had been amazing and I hope to see you again one day. But let's make our way further up the coast and find our budget accommodation.
Okay, welcome to Ao Nuan, and this is a little beach, and I'll be staying at Ao Nuan Bungalow, which I found on Facebook. I'll tell you the story of how I found this place once I check in. Hopefully we can check in now. It is 12:30, but if we have to hang around, it's no big deal, because just like at Paradee Resort, it's on its practically it's on its own beach. Okay, room is ready. Which one did we book? So there's a few right on the beach. Unfortunately, mine doesn't seem to be that one, but that's also quite a good thing, because there's quite a few people on the beach having a beer and enjoying themselves. This is a public beach. This isn't private in any way. You can come down here by motorbike, by taxi, by foot. That's how I found this place, actually. That's for me. Okay.
It's not 9 o'clock in the evening.
Okay, thank you so much. It's very cute. I love all the details on the wood. There's some cool lights out here. Nice big patio and some seating. Very Thai, very classic. Okay, oh, it's dark. Lights. Okay, my first impression is it's got aircon. I didn't know it had aircon, but you can feel it. And I'm very happy that it does, because it's quite a hot one. So, welcome to my humble abode. This room cost me 1,500 Thai baht per night. And I actually booked 2 nights here, because the first day is going to be for making this video, showing you the room, showing you the resort, and comparing it to Paradee. And then, tomorrow is my day off, where I can actually fully immerse myself in the tropical experience. Put my cameras away, and it's been a long few months of leaving Bangkok, going up into Isan, all the way along the Mekong, down into eastern Thailand, hitting the islands of Koh Kood, Koh Mat, Koh Chang, and now Koh Samet, and now I'm going back towards Bangkok in time for Christmas and New Year's. So a well-deserved break from lots of content, lots of driving, lots of videos and editing and things like that. So tomorrow, a well-deserved just day of reading a book and doing nothing. So the room has a big bed. Doesn't have a back headboard, so I hope I don't bang my head on that. Aircon, which is just amazing. Look at this hairdryer. Isn't that just fabulous? Nice mirror so we can look at ourselves and make sure we're dressed appropriately. There's a little fridge as well, with a big bottle of water. I wasn't asked what type of soap I'd like, which I'm a bit upset about. Welcome to the dolphin bathroom. Look at these tiles. Where did they find these tiles? I need them in my life. Welcome to the shower. Quite a lot of natural light coming through these. What do you call these? Quite a cozy wooden Thai house feel. No mosquitoes, no insects, no geckos, no ants. Nothing that I can see that I need to scream in the middle of the night about. I can't see any spider webs. Everything seems fine, and I'm really happy. So let me go outside and tell you how I found this place. So one side of Koh Samet is just a long wall of rock. There's hardly any beaches except for one, and that's called the Sunset Beach, or Ao Prao is what it's properly called. That's where I'm going for my honeymoon in a few months. But this side of Koh Samet, it's cove after cove after cove of Paradise Beach after Paradise Beach. And at the northern point of the island, it's very touristy. There's a town which is, you know, they're renovating the roads. It's very dusty. It's very broken down. It doesn't look very nice. It's a bit run down. It's not well, there's not much organization there. And when you arrive on the pier and you arrive in that town, if you stay there and base yourself there, you might not really have the same experience, or you might not unlock the true beauty of this island, because as soon as you start coming south, these southern bays are just absolutely amazing. And I was staying at one a bit further down there, and I was staying in a nice hotel, and one afternoon I met a subscriber and he was staying somewhere else, and he said, "Oh, do you want to walk with me?" And I was like, "Oh, I don't want to walk on that road. You know, the road is steep and it's hot." And he said, "No, there's a coastal walk." And I didn't know, but if you just follow the coast and you go along the beach, up and over the rocks, along the next beach, up and over the rocks, and you keep doing that, you can basically walk the entire island. and it's a beautiful coastal walk. And on that walk, I came across this beach, Nuan, and I walked past and I saw the wooden bungalows. I saw people relaxing, enjoying the still afternoon, and I just said to my friend, like, whoa, can we just hang back a little bit? And I took some videos, and then we just left. But I saved this place. I thought, oh, I'd love to stay here. It looks cheap, it looks rustic. And so I saved it. It's not on Booking or Agoda, it's on Facebook, as a lot of these Thai-run independent places are. And you need to message them and pay via their Facebook. And I'll link the official Facebook for this resort in the description. Anyway, let's enjoy the next 24 hours together, unwinding and relaxing and enjoying Nuan. And then in the evening, we'll go find dinner in the main town. I'll show you what that's like. And there's a very important appointment tonight at 9 o'clock. Stay tuned for that.
So, as you can see, Nuan and this set of wooden bungalows is very chill, very laid back, and still very pretty, even though it's at a fraction of the price of Paradee. The food prices here are also very reasonable, just a little bit more pricey than in town, but we're on the beach, so that's totally acceptable.
Whoever put this hammock is a genius, because it's under this tree, beautiful shade. Oh, Nuan, this little beach, this little bay, currently occupied by one family with a few young kids having fun. Chinese couple taking pictures, and that is it. And it's this beautiful. There's a few other people actually having lunch, relaxing. And oh God. This beach, it is all about chilling. Watching the butterflies, watching the waves. Oh, what a lovely afternoon that has turned out to be. And I'm afraid to say, well, I'm not afraid to say, but I had my towel down and I just lie down to have a quick snooze. And I think it was about 2 hours later I woke up with sand in my ear, and this time yesterday we had that really relaxing sound bath activity. But you could say having a nap on a beach listening to the sound of the waves is equally, if not even more, relaxing. I'm just looking now, like all of the rooms here, they're all different. Not one of them's the same. They're all hand built, hand designed. Each one seems to have something the other one doesn't. Some of them are bigger, some of them are smaller. I don't know about the prices. You'll have to message them and find out exactly what rooms are available and at what prices. But I would imagine you wouldn't pay more than 2,000 baht. Maybe that would be the max per night for this big one right on the beach. I'm not quite sure. You'll have to sort of message them on Facebook.
That evening, it was time to head into town for dinner and a very important appointment. The town itself is rather broken at the moment. For some reason, they have waited until high season to resurface all the roads, so the whole high street is under construction. So I wasn't able to drive around as much as possible, but walking around, I did find that you can rent bikes in the town for only 100 baht a day, much cheaper than the 400 baht I had paid at the pier. There's cheap food here, there's lots of bars, and there's a mini food market under this metal roof. The options here are aplenty, they're all very cheap, and for less than 150 baht, I was able to get some noodles and a fruit shake. Anyway, at 9 PM it was time for this very important part of the day. My beloved Newcastle United were playing our first Premier League derby against Sunderland. for non-football fans, this is our rival. This is our biggest rival at City next to Newcastle. And the Newcastle fans, the Geordies, we hate the Mackhams. There's a huge rivalry. And sadly, my team, Newcastle, played terribly. We lost 2-0 and it was just very depressing. I would say it ruined my entire day, but here on Koh Samet, you can brush off such disappointment quite easily, especially because we were staying in Paradee. Anyway, enough football talk. Let's just enjoy the sunrise the following morning together and wrap up this incredible experience on Koh Samet.
The less we talk about the football, the better. So let's quickly move on to the finale of this video, which is this beautiful sunrise. It's going to be a beautiful day, and I'm really looking forward to just enjoying some alone time after that terrible match. It's a good place to recover, isn't it? Look how beautiful the beach is. Look how beautiful this coastline is. I just want to say thank you so much for, number one, enjoying and liking the video, making it all the way to the end. And if you did enjoy it and you found it useful, please hit the like button. And yeah, Koh Samet is just such a special island. And in this video, I didn't show you too much, really. 2 resorts on 2 beaches and a little bit in the town. But if you would like to see a full tour, if you'd like to learn way more about this island from one end to the other, where I stop at different beaches, I go to the national park, I go to the viewpoints, I go to different restaurants, you can just click right here. It's available to watch right now. It's a video I made a little while ago when I was here last, and I gave the island a full breakdown. This was more of a deep dive into 2 different beaches, 2 very beautiful beaches on 2 very beautiful resorts. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.